Salute Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing. 5 straight. The New York Knicks handle the Denver Nuggets tonight at MSG. Man, a huge performance from Jalen Brunson, man. 15 assists, put the team on his back with a late comeback in the third quarter. The New York Knicks took control. The fourth quarter, man, was grit. The New York Knicks played a smart game tonight, but they did it on the defensive end as well. Karl-Anthony Towns with a major block defensive play, and the Garden crowd was going crazy tonight as the Knicks moved now 32-16 on the season, man, and finished the month of January 9-6, just like I'd predicted. Let's talk about it. Welcome in, Knicks Nation. Let's give out the game ball and these grades tonight. We're all buzzing. I see you, chat. Shout out replay squad. What a performance from our New York Knicks tonight, man. The final score, it was 122-112 as the New York Knicks win by double digits and 5 on the bounce right now. Let's talk about it, guys. Salute Paula, buzzer beater, Johnny, Knicks Nation. Man, what a play. You know, that Karl-Anthony Towns block, I think, changed this game. But obviously that third quarter, the Knicks came out, were a little lethargic, but they got it done. And Jalen Brunson's shot making was huge. Finished with 30 points, 15 assists, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, 3 of 6 from distance, plus 16. But we got major contributions from the bench tonight, right? It was a great game from Deuce McBride. You know, started that fourth quarter. He has some stones, does Deuce McBride. Hit a couple of shots, the fadeaway mid-range, the deep three that made Mike Malone furious, called the timeout early. The Knicks were just bludgeoning these Denver Nuggets. Got the Joker into foul trouble with 1.5 minutes into the game, picking up his second foul. That changed the course of the game. But take no credit away. The New York Knicks now have swept the Denver Nuggets on the season. We've just beaten Memphis. We've beaten the Nuggets now. They say we haven't beaten anyone, but we're just handling our business, man. Can we get a thumbs up? Flizzy Flex in the building. Great to see you, Paula. Troy, great win. Buzzer beater. Feel good vibes tonight. I think, you know, this team is really coming together on the defensive side, man. I think this team looked the most connected defensively tonight, man. There was rarely any breakdowns defensively. I mean, that play where I think the Joker had the ball stripped from OG, but Murray was basically trying to size up Cat, right? Cat out on the perimeter multiple times tonight, but did a phenomenal job staying in front, staying disciplined, did Cat. But, you know, Murray took forever. You know, one of the plays of tonight's game was Murray trying to size up Cat, but, you know, he ran, the shot clock was running down, and then OG rotated at the last minute to strip the Joker and get out in transition for a take foul. That changed the momentum, as well as the Karl-Anthony Towns block late in this one. Team assist, fam, 33 as well. So we moved to 19-1 when this team has 30 or more assists as well. So that is phenomenal. 41% from downtown as well. The fresh legs continues to be a thing. Although Cat couldn't buy a 3 tonight, but OG gave us 5 of 7. And of course, Jalen Brunson, 3 of 6, right? Let's give out these grades. The game ball goes to the captain, fam. There's been a lot of discourse over, you know, LaMelo Ball, should he have gotten in the All-Star starter, and, you know, a lot of conversations about other dudes. But right now, the captain says, hey, don't forget about me, right? I'm going to stand on business against the former MVP and a former championship side, the Denver Nuggets. Brunson was phenomenal. He gets the game ball tonight. 15 assists, man. I mean, scoring at will, but attacking the mismatch and attacking guys that were in foul trouble was the key to tonight's game. Buzzer Beater says we own Denver, right? We own stock, man. We own stock in the Rockies right now, fam. We cooked the Nuggets. And let me just update this graphic, right? The Memphis game is done and dusted. I'm going to update this one right now. 5 straight now. They've got the Lakers coming up on Saturday night. That's going to be big, man. LeBron James likes to do his thing at MSG, but the way we're playing right now and the way the Lakers are playing, I mean, first game of February, that is going to be, as I said, the Knicks finished 9-6 in the month of January as well. I said I would have signed up for that, man. Right before the month began, I said 9-6, 9-6. Let's go for that. It's realistic. And it also continues to build on the great month of December that the New York Knicks had. And now, fam, we are 16 games above 500, a season record right now. How many wins are we going to get, guys? Looking forward to the rest of this season, but obviously we've got a nice period coming up with a bit of a break. We've got the All-Star buzz catching up to us as well. These guys are going to get out on vacation as well. We're going to rest OG Macau. Although Macau Bridges, we're going to talk about that because he might just get in the All-Star game with Jalen Johnson ruled out. George K in the building. Al Tango, great to see you guys. Buzz and CC, my family. El Tango says, blessings to you and fam. Yes, the D, it's starting to catch up to the offense. Shut the door Joker tonight. Thought it was going to be easy. Yeah, we're playing with a lot more grit. Playing with a lot more grit tonight, and it was beautiful to see. Cat, man, what a season he is having right now. Deserved all-star starter, and he's showing it. Why, man? Matching it with the Joker as the Knicks took a 6-point lead, right? So we rewind the first quarter. The Knicks started really well. Another good start. 31-27 at the end of the quarter. Halftime, 6-point lead, 60-54 as well. I thought the second quarter, Hart and OG were phenomenal. Good minutes off the bench as well when Brunson sat. And then that third quarter, fam, the third quarter, things went wrong. The Knicks came out lethargic. The New York Knicks were tired still, to start that third. But it took a rocket, right? A great play where Murray, like I said, he was starting to cook, right? But OG Anunoby smarts and Cat staying in front of Murray allowed OG to come in and intercept that pass, that lazy pass to Joker. And OG got out on transition and got a take foul. The Knicks were down at that point, and the Knicks had a 15-point comeback, 15-point turnaround in that third quarter. And that was the play, that was the catalyst, man. Jamal Murray, I think he threw this game away, right? And the New York Knicks took it from his hands. Chris Gotti, what's up? Salute. Buzzer says Josh Hart deserves to be an all-star reserve. I agree. He's racking up the A's. Our Mr. Triple-Double, man. Those Mike and Ikes are doing him wonders right now. But what a game from Deuce McBride off our bench. We're going to save the grade for Tibbs coming up. But Deuce gets that A off the bench, man. And Cameron Payne gave us some good energy. But yeah, Cameron Payne had some pretty crazy moments in this one. But that's what you get from Cam Payne. Chris Gotti says OG definitely needs to take that LeBron assignment. Possibly no AD for the Lakers. Yeah, I think AD is going to miss, fam. MRI's come out. He's out for a week. That is the latest news coming out. We've got some updates for you on Mitchell Robinson as well. George K says Hart is a beast. Nobody like him anywhere. Yeah, you just reminded me of that huge play as well. Tonight was filled with huge plays, guys. That play where Hart ran the full length of the court, man, to intercept what would have been an easy layup. And the Garden crowd went crazy as well. Back-to-back home cooking nights for us. CC says it was a good character win against a championship caliber team that tested us. 100%, character building win. I agree with everything you just said. I'm really proud of the bench as well for stepping up. I think Precious Achiuwa really is being more consistent recently, especially defensively. He had a block tonight as well. Had some great plays as well. Let's go through each guy one-on-one and continue to shout you guys out. Smash that like button. You're rocking with the Knicks streets are buzzing. On our second home, the NBA streets are buzzing. While I wait to get our main channel fully up and going. But OG Anunoby, really good performance tonight. Let's start with him. 9 of 15, 39 minutes tonight, 5 of 7, 71%. OG Anunoby was a flamethrower tonight, man. Gave us 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 23 points, and a plus 15 team second high from OG Anunoby. How different does he look since that break? OG looks really fresh, and obviously the jump shot, that speaks for itself, guys. The 3-point shooting for our team and the ceiling just goes to another level when OG Anunoby is money from downtown, right? And I saw so many times tonight that they were just frustrated where they guarded up on everyone else, and then the final pass, Brunson found OG for the back-breaking 3. It happened so many times. And this starting 5, guys, it's just on a string right now where, you lapse on one guy for a second, similar to the way the Joker just fires those missiles and finds the shooter. JB and the guys have been doing the same thing tonight. 33 assists, but 15 for JB, 5 for Cat, 5 for Hart, 4 for Deuce. Phenomenal ball movement. But yeah, OG's defense, phenomenal as well. Multiple efforts, gang rebounding, tying down Murray late as well. Off the ball, those guys couldn't get a moment of separation, and OG just stuck to him like glue. Fam, he got us 1 assist as well, did OG Anunoby, and he'll finish with the A+ for me tonight for the OG, fam. Also, as mentioned by Mike Breen on the call now, the New York Knicks will move to 51 and 19, 52 and 19 with OG Anunoby in the lineup as a New York Knick. 52 and 19. That's incredible. What's up, Chance? Says, I love to see the Knicks finish strong. I love to see these boys finish strong. We've had a few fourth quarter letdowns due to fatigue. Absolutely, we outdueled them in the fourth, defensively, offensively, both sides of the floor as well. And also, you say, I think we really match up well against Denver. They don't make you pay for giving up the occasional open 3. Yeah, the Joker's 3s were late. They were contested, but he's just a great player. He's going to make those. But yeah, the Knicks didn't really give anything easy tonight as well. And as Buzzer points out in the chat, we are playing at a faster pace. I think that is due to fresher legs, fam. I do think we'll probably go back to slowing it down a little bit. But yeah, no doubt these guys look a lot more fresh. And I did think that 3 days rest is helping us play at a faster pace, fam. But also getting stops. Generally, when you get stops, you play at a faster pace because you're not really going to get a stop and walk the ball up the court. Usually when you get a stop or a rebound, you run, man. You get out there in transition and you run. We had so many outlet passes tonight. Josh Hart keeping his head up and just feel good vibes. Some quotes from Mikal Bridges. It says, just team defense, just helping each other out and trusting my brother behind me. These guys are really locking in, and I think it's money time now towards the end of this season now. We are approaching money time. There's like 30-something games left, fam. You blink and it's going to be over, and the playoffs are going to start. So now's the time to really put in that work, put our foot on the gas, fam. Let's get 20 games over 500 and really start to look at that second seed, right? What a statement that would be if the New York Knicks finish above Boston. And we're going to look at that in a minute, right, as we continue to shout our guys out. Denver's not the best defensive team, like Johnny says. They're not aggressive, but yeah, Murray, the Joker, they're focused more on the offensive side. But yeah, I think their other guys let them down. Westbrook's not great defensively. He's lost a step laterally. And obviously, Michael Porter Jr. can have lapses, and so can Aaron Gordon as well. So the New York Knicks capitalized, and I love how we attacked those guys in foul trouble. You know, we just kept going at them, man, and just bludgeon those dudes in foul trouble, taking it to them strong as well. Cat, I love that jam as well when he took it strong on the Joker, and so did Precious, and so did Josh Hart as well. Buzzavita says no one gets lower than an A tonight from the starting five. Definitely, but yeah, feel good vibes and momentum starting to build strong as well as we're going to approach this rest period. But let's put the beat down on the Lakers and their season with LeBron coming in. Let's not forget all those years, man. LeBron and his antics at MSG, man. I haven't forgot the bottle flip stuff, you know, the antics, the celebrations, and all those things right now. Let's keep this train rolling, guys. I think the belief that we can go all the way is starting to build and grow with this squad right now. With the trade deadline coming up, are these guys playing even harder so that, you know, none of these guys want to, you know, get traded, obviously. And I think these guys are really starting to lock in heavy. Paula says, yeah, OG gets the A+ as well. 100%. OG was just phenomenal. Trademark OG game. And the wing stop is starting to put together a nice run right now. The wing stop. Let's hit on Mikal Bridges right now, because Mikal Bridges offensively and defensively has been more consistent. I love his transition play. Gets out in transition, but transition defense was key. You know, he was sprinting back to help get some stops tonight as well. It was team defense, and it was a defensive effort as a team. We've got JC in the building. Hello to you. Charles says, worried about Towns' thumb. You know, the shooting, yeah, you know, that is a possible hindrance. Yeah, you said it. Towns was 0-4 from distance, but yeah, he's taking it strong to the rack. And he's making an impact defensively as well. 5 assists, 10 rebounds, but was a -1 tonight. But Mikal Bridges, 5 of 16, 3 of 7 from the corner. 13 points, +7, and 2 assists, 3 rebounds from Mikal Bridges. You know, inefficient from the field. Obviously, he did try to get into traffic a little bit, you know, finish among the trees, but he did have a nice little reverse layup. But Bridges finished 3 of 7 from distance, and that's key to our floor spacing, you know. I'm not worried about the, you know, the miscues from the mid-range, but usually the you know, when the 3-point ball's going for this team, it just opens everything up for Brunson and Cat's driving lanes as well. So I think that's really, really key for us, fam. Top-notch T, salute to you. James Baker says, solid win, brother, let's go. And CC says Bridges is hitting the big shots. Yeah, you know, timely shots, timely threes, 3 of 7. Excellent. David M, salute. Another great win. We're stacking them up. But the chemistry says, looks like it's here. All we need is Mitch. I think Mitch will be a bonus. I'll say that. You know, I think Mitch, we'll see what happens. But we've got an update for you all. Mitchell Robinson is running and jumping now, but not yet taking contact. So that is the latest from Tom Thibodeau pre-game. Mitchell Robinson running and jumping now, but not yet practicing with full contact. So we are inching closer to, obviously, the start of February, and we are right on track for when Mitch is supposed to, you know, make his return. But let's ease him back in, you know, when the time is right, so that, you know, he doesn't have to, you know, miss any more time. You know, I think that is key. Patience is really, really key. As you know, as it was with Deuce McBride, you know, remember he was out with the hamstring. We did sit him out for that added time, and then since Deuce has returned, you know, he's been really, really, really phenomenal. So yeah, the next guy up, Mikal Bridges, he gets an A for me. Wing stop, we start with them, A+ and A. Now, we'll save the captain for last, but Karl-Anthony Towns tonight, man. Yeah, as Charles said, you know, the 3-point ball wasn't going, but he didn't get many attempts up. But man, was Cat a force on the other side. Staying in front of Jamal Murray on the perimeter, making things difficult, getting that key block. Unbelievable game from Karl Anthony Towns. He'll get an A. Effortless, 10 rebounds and anchoring our defense better. What's different with the drop coverage? I think he is kind of mixing it up. He's staying up as well, hedging at times, and then obviously dropping back into the drop coverage, but being more alert, to come up when the guy comes in to help out his brother. Karl Anthony Towns finished 6 of 12, 3 of 7, three offensive rebounds, 7 defensive rebounds, 10 total, and 14 points from Cat tonight with 5 dimes to go with those fries. Karl Anthony Towns, complete game, didn't need to score a lot, but the 5 assists, 10 rebounds goes a long way. Only played 29 minutes, so that is really, really key as well. Salute to Precious for stepping up and giving us 25 minutes tonight. Because that was really big. Precious Achiuwa's minutes. We'll talk about him in a minute. Salute to Sandman. OG gets the A today. You give Cat a B plus. I like that. Jalen the A plus. But our bench was key, guys, tonight. Some shaky moments from Payne. But Precious Achiuwa, Deuce McBride was key. Landry Shamet only played 4 minutes, so Tibbs is mixing it up with Landry's minutes right now. It is a little confusing in terms of what the plan is for Landry Shamet, but I think it's probably matchup dependent, or he's planning to just play that 9th guy, maybe 5 minutes in the first half and get those minutes, eat those minutes up. And so for the second half, the other guys can take over, and close the game out. But you guys are on the money, man. We closed the game out really strong. Start of the third quarter, it was ugly. Let's say how it is. It was ugly. The Nuggets went on a huge run, got up by 8 points after the Knicks had a 7-point lead at the half. And what was the turning point? Right. The turning point was the play where OG Anunoby got the steal on the Joker and transition down the court. Murray was frustrated, fouled, and the New York Knicks got momentum, right? But it was the Brunson burner in that third quarter. He attacked the guy in foul trouble. He attacked the driving lanes as well. The Bridges 3 to put us up 7, capped off a 15-point turnaround, and then a Precious Achiuwa jam right on the Joker, went at him strong, and Josh Hart finished it off with a nice layup in transition, and it was bedlam in the Garden, according to Mike Breen. And what a run! Mike Malone was so furious he had to use up all his timeouts. Sandman says for Shamet, it was a bad matchup, as the Nuggets are way taller in this one. That's a great point. We were giving up a lot of length and size. So that is further to the cause to get another wing on this roster, and I think we'll talk about it coming up. But Karl Anthony Towns capped it off with an A. That block, man, one of the highlight plays of the night, man. The ball was almost on its way down. And Karl Anthony Towns, man, didn't give up on that play. So many second, third efforts from Cat to keep plays alive as well. He was scrambling and hustling as well. Once again, he gets the better of the Joker tonight in that matchup. Salute to Cat once again, as the Knicks are the Knicks' record against the Nuggets now is bordering phenomenal. We did sweep them either last season or the season before that. I think last season we beat them at least once. This season we've swept the Denver Nuggets once again. Now, they aren't the same team that they used to be, but they are a very, very, very good team, and the New York Knicks came prepared early. I think our good start helped us along the way, getting back into it late in the third quarter, that grit after going 8 points down, and then obviously full of confidence in the fourth quarter. The New York Knicks just carried that over. And we are playing more smart, defensively as well. We're not giving up those ticky-tack fouls too much, staying in front of our man, being disciplined. Shout out to Cameron Payne, who drew that charging foul as well on Jamal Murray too. That further frustrated them in their quest to try to get back into this game. But next up, talk about difference maker, guys. And Buzzer says he should make the All-Star team. I agree. He is none other than Josh Lion Hart, right? He gets the A tonight. Josh Hart finished 7 of 12, 58%. Missed a couple of threes, but finished with 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 15 points, and a team plus 11 in the box score as well. So Josh Hart in his 34 minutes was once again really, really impactful, right? We're going to talk about a few key plays right now. Especially that one where, the Nuggets got a stop. Joker threw an outlet pass down the field. Josh Hart disrupted that, right? He was switched on, hustled all the way back, man. Another hustle play and a difference-making play in this ball game from Josh Hart, man. He's just everywhere right now. He's full of energy. How many minutes did Hart play tonight? 34. That's okay. Okay. Got some rest. Obviously, getting Landry Shamet in the ball game for 5 minutes does help a lot. It's only 5 minutes, but in the scheme of things, it could be the difference between Hart playing 39 or 34. So when you think about it like that, now Shamet may have also covered for another guy's minutes as well. But if you just take those Landry Shamet minutes, and that's all, we had been crying out for, is just to get that ninth guy in the rotation, just so that a guy like Hart, OG, don't have to play so much. 34 minutes is very normal. That's stock standard for a guy who's in the starting five, and long may that continue, guys. Vaughn Allen's in the building. Great to see you, fam. Yep, they actually pushed the lead with JB sitting. David says, CT, less and less do I want to trade Precious. He's been great for us. Yeah, I think moving forward now, man, all things are up in the air right now. And obviously, I think the way we're playing, I wouldn't touch anyone in the rotation. I would want to try to add to what we already have. And I think that's the smart approach for me right now, and the way I'm thinking with the ball club, Now, I did read, and I was thinking this, but Landry Shamet cannot be traded, because he signed his contract late in the season. He can't be traded. So Landry will stay, and whether or not he plays 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or he doesn't play at all, I would prefer to keep Landry because he is a piece that, break glass in case of emergency, or, you need to give some minutes to someone in the backcourt. He can come in and eat some minutes. So, but Cameron Payne, minimum salary, he's kind of, outshone expectations. I think Cameron Payne should stay, in my opinion, as well. It's just not worth trading a minimum salary. He's an impactful player. I would keep Cameron Payne. To your point, Precious Achiuwa, absolutely, he is showing that he is worth staying and keeping for the postseason right now. Despite the contract being expiring, he's just too valuable. Too valuable for this ball club on both sides of the floor as well. He is undersized as a center, no doubt about it. But that's where we should be looking for additional help. We shouldn't be trying to subtract, I don't think, from who we already have. So let's talk about that more coming up. But yeah, can't wait to talk about our bench. But last but not least, tonight's game, fam. We don't win this ball game without the captain leading the way. 15 points, 15 dimes, 30 points. Jalen Brunson gets the game ball tonight and the A+ tonight. His synergy with Bridges, with Hart, with Cat, it's growing, and that's scary hours for the rest of the league. OG's cutting as well. Some of those no-look passes from JB as well, man. The Joker was frustrated tonight, and that's saying something because, we were just running them ragged, and JB was constantly coming downhill. Imagine trying to be Denver's defense tonight, where you just felt like Brunson coming around the screen, getting downhill, making plays, swinging the ball to the corners, finishing with the floater game, getting into you and drawing fouls. He was at his best tonight. was Jalen Brunson. And basically it was an all-star starter type performance from the captain Clutch tonight. CC says Captain Clutch with a statement game. Right. And quite frankly, man, I still read a lot of disrespect. I'm sick of it because right now in a game tonight with an MVP Joker, with another all-star, Jamal Murray, it was our player, our captain, and our starting point guard that was the best player on the court, fam. None of this talk about LaMelo Ball being an all-star starter over Jalen, Damian Lillard, all these other guys, Trae Young, right? Those guys, man, they need to wait their turn because this right now, it's Jalen Brunson's time, man. It's Jalen Brunson's time, and he can run the East with this squad that we have, fam. He's going to go toe-to-toe with Spider. That's probably going to happen in the playoffs. We're going to meet eventually. We've got Cleveland 3 more times, but he's got the better of Spider in all of his playoff matchups. But obviously Boston as well, we're going to see them coming up in a minute. But right now, Jalen Brunson, man, he's running the East with Karl Anthony Towns as the all-star starters. Chris Scott, he says, Knicks are 5-0 since Tibbs went to his recent 9-man. Yeah. Throw in a little bit of a 3-day break as well. I like that. Panty says, let's go Knicks. Respectfully. Salute. Mike, let's go. Great game tonight. Absolutely, teams gelling right now. And yeah, 16 games above 500 for the record time in this season. Let's keep things rolling right now. Let's give Tom Thibodeau his grade right now, as Chris has thrown in that comment in the chat, right? Tom Thibodeau, we cried out for an adjustment, fam. We criticize where things need, criticism, and we need to praise where things are going well. Right now, Tibbs has made an adjustment, getting the 9th guy in the rotation, 5 minutes for Shamet, but his substitution patterns are working well with the bench set up to succeed, having other starters together with them, staggering these lineups. So with that said, I'm going to dial up the grade for Tom Thibodeau. And we are rolling now, 5 in a row. Tibbs gets another A. Clean sweep. Clean sweep of A's tonight from our boys. Let's go tonight. Big win against a challenger, a contender, you could call them still. They got work to do, but right now they are a good team, and the New York Knicks handled their business, outdueled late with a 10-point victory. Also, we handled them on their home floor. We need to say that once again. This isn't just a win on the Knicks' home floor. We handled them earlier in the season. CC's come in with the A as well as Mike for Tom Thibodeau. Go New York, go New York, go. Let's keep things rolling now with our bench. And as I said, they're set up to succeed now because, either OG's on the floor or Cat's on the floor with Deuce. And I like it. Cameron Payne came in, gave the Knicks good minutes when Brunson was out throughout those pivotal stretches. There was even a point where we ran the score back up, the lead back up to 7 with Brunson off, on the bench. And Mike Malone was so furious he called a timeout. And that was the one where Deuce stepped into that big 3. Strawther, didn't fight over that screen properly. And I know that Mike Malone probably chewed his ear out because, you should know by now, man, Deuce McBride's a knockdown shooter and you can't get caught up on those screens. Deuce had so much space and he just stepped into it with confidence. And Deuce McBride's game has come to another level since his return. He's getting some good rhythm now. Deuce finished 5 of 9, 2 of 5 from downtown, 4 dimes, 2 rebounds, 12 points, plus 9. That's our 6th man right there, stuffing the stat sheet. 12 and 4 off the bench, plus 9, excellent with 2 rebounds and 2 threes. I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. The Deuce is loose, and well and truly, and he gets an A for me. Salute to the chat. Nick's buzzing, smashing that like button. Al Tango says, let's pray for no injuries and continuing on our better defense. Let's go Knicks. Yeah, I think, you know, let's talk a little bit about the impending return of Mitchell Robinson, and then we continue with the other guys. But the way we're playing with the starting five, I wouldn't touch that. Karl Anthony Towns, yes, in the postseason, there might be some matchups where we struggle for stretches with him at the five. But right now, you're still not changing that, that starting five. You're not putting in Mitchell Robinson into the starting five, in my opinion, with us rolling like this, especially when, not until at least Mitch gets back up to speed, and gets at least 10 games, under his belt. But even so, the looks that we get offensively and the way Cat is now playing on the defensive side and the way the starting five is looked better defensively, I'm keeping things as is. I'm not touching it. Yeah, Mitch can be a nice spark off the bench. Maybe if we play Cleveland, with the dual bigs, then you call upon Mitch. If we do play Embiid and Cat's in foul trouble or whatever it is, you bring in Embiid, you bring in Mitch on Embiid. But right now, I mean, think of the work the other center has to do when Karl Anthony Towns is on the floor as well. It's not just about defensively for us. It's about how much problems Cat causes for the other guy, and how much attention that takes away off our other starters, when Cat is a threat, on the perimeter to drive down low. He's just a handful right now. And so, yeah, Karl Anthony Towns needs to stay the permanent starting five for now. And he's going to continue, I think, in this form, under 30 minutes tonight. Yeah, Panty Lamptey says, Mitch, Precious is nice off the bench. But yeah, Jimmy ain't coming. The salaries don't match. But yeah, Jimmy Butler, he's another team's problem right now. The New York Knicks have got chemistry, especially with Tibbs, and together with Karl Anthony Towns here, man. Jimmy can go elsewhere. Paula says Mitch is going to need some time to get into shape. Absolutely, and we don't even know when he's going to be back. So that's why I keep saying, if he comes back and when he comes back, it's going to be a bonus. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not depending on it. I'm not counting on him. If he comes back and he plays well, it's a bonus right now. Right now, we just need to act like he ain't coming back, because we're playing well without him, Now, if we were struggling without him and we were really, really desperate, yeah, best believe people will be like, yeah, Mitch is the savior. Let's get him back. But right now, we're 16 games over 500 without Mitch. And so he has to get back first. He has to get back up to speed. And then we take it from there. And then we take it from there. Like Altango says, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Mitch off the bench. And Top Notch T says Mitch off the second unit is going to give everyone trouble. Yeah, especially with that rim protection, the lob threat. Yeah, health is the most important thing, man. Keeping him fresh and easing him back in. Because we might need him for that Cleveland matchup, right? I'm still looking at that closely. Like I said, I'm looking at, matchups even against, Detroit. They've got Jalen Duren, B. Stu, who got ejected tonight, man. That was crazy. B. Stu got ejected tonight. Went at it with Thomas Bryant. Man, there's some bullies out here still. Paolo, Goga Bitadze, Mo Wagner. That could be a matchup where we need Mitch as well against Orlando. And we might also need Mitch, obviously, against, Boston. Let's say KP doesn't, let's say KP gets injured. They've got Luke Cornett. They've got an aging Al Horford as well. But we lead into that, and let's talk about Chewy, the man. A Precious Achiuwa, B+ tonight. Playing more confident. Did you notice Mike Breen? He also point out that Precious Achiuwa is handling the basketball a lot more. He's confident. I think it was Clyde, actually. Clyde, the GOAT, mentioned, Yeah, Precious grabbing those rebounds, bringing the ball up like Julius Randle. You know, confidence is key. Precious is playing well. For me, I hang up. You know, if a team calls about Precious, I'm trying to add to our squad. Obviously, Mitch ain't going to go either because he's not playing, and that's going to be a tough trade. So, what else can the Knicks do? Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. I think the Knicks could still bring in a wing, whether it be Chuma Akeke, TJ Warren, or, you know, we can trade a veteran minimum guy like a Jericho Sims, you know, and try to get, you know, a backup wing. You know, it's not going to be a world beater, obviously, but right now I'm not trading Precious Achiuwa, right? Because that would be addition by subtraction. You know, I'm trying to, I'm trying to get addition and add to this squad. Right now, Precious 4 of 8, 8 points plus 4, gave us 3 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound, gave us a steal. Active, you know, just active. 25 minutes. Allowed Cat to play reduced minutes tonight, and he's switchable. You know, he's switchable through to 3s, 4s, 5s. Can come out on the perimeter a little bit. He was great, you know, in drop coverage too. He was coming out too, icing the screens. Yeah, he's just versatile right now. Yeah, not as dependable offensively, like we know. Sometimes he can fumble. Uh, you know, not elite around the basket, but Precious Achiuwa is a guy that, I mean, we're kind of lucky to have him still on the contract that he is. You know, came in the OG trade. So yeah, Precious is a keeper for me. He gets the B plus. Fam, efficient night from Chewy. Yeah, a CC. Yeah, Mo Brown is another name to look out for, and I want to talk about him in a minute. Right after Cameron Payne, because Cam Payne, whew, talk about, we saw everything. We saw the full campaign experience tonight, man. Getting in guys' face, getting deflections, steals, hitting a 3, hitting his free throws, rebounding as well, getting in transition, and heat checks as well. Right, an ugly heat check, but Cameron Payne gave us energy like he always does. 7 points and 11 minutes. You know, help the momentum continue. Plays with an edge. We like that. You know, we need that. We need a player that plays with an edge. You know, he's kind of our Westbrook in a way, and not talking about game, but just kind of pace setter and you know, attitude, those kinds of things. Cameron Payne brings that. He brings that edge that we need. He's not afraid to take a player on. He's not afraid to mix it up, get chippy, and also pull up for a deep 3. You know, when you need that momentum, fam. So, yeah, I would Cameron Payne, veteran minimum guy. You know, this might be the final year that he stayed with us, and I'm okay with that. You know, he's a playoff kind of guy as well. You know, he can get hot, he can get streaky in a playoff game. But maybe next season, Tyler Kolek, you know, is the guy, the backup next season. But this season, I think Cameron Payne will stick around. Tibbs loves him, and I don't see Leon Rose trading campaign. He gets the B plus as well for tonight, man. Solid minutes off the bench. Honorable mention to Landry Shamet. You know, played 5 minutes, gave the guys some rest as well. Played some solid defense. So I'm going to give Landry Shamet a serviceable B, and we keep things moving right now. On the note of Moses Brown, right, he is headed to the All-Star weekend in San Francisco, fam, for the G League, representing the G League Up Next game. Shout out to our guy in Westchester, Moses Brown. I see you. Phenomenal performance the other night, right? He put up 30 points, 21 rebounds, fam, on 81% from the field. So is Moses Brown up next? Well, he's in the Up Next G League game at the All-Star weekend. So shout out to Moses Brown, man. I think he's going to get an opportunity soon. You know, whether it's with us we'll see what happens, you know. We can add the 15th man in March as well. I would prefer that we add a wing, but maybe we can cut Matt Ryan and give Moses Brown the two-way. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, I see you guys talking about Adam Silver. Now, the news has come out that Adam Silver might be looking to reduce the quarters to 10 minutes, fam, and 40-minute games like FIBA International. Man, interesting. I think something was bound to happen. Now, this does align the game with the international game. But yeah, I would prefer to keep things 12 minutes. I don't know what Adam Silver's doing right now. You know, he's focused on these ratings and he's focused on maybe changing things up. And yeah, I get the All-Star game needs, you know, some adjustment. Maybe the 3-point shooting, the 3-point craze going around the league right now needs to be kind of looked at. But reducing the quarters, man, just keep things as is, man. I would prefer to maybe reduce the season to 70 games rather than actually reduce the quarters, you know. I think 70 games is sweet. You could space the games out a bit more, you know, give teams 2 days rest after most nights. You know, you could space the season out better, less back-to-backs, less injuries, more stars playing is going to equal better ratings, you know. Right now, I saw that crazy stat about Joel Embiid. I know you guys saw it too. It's something like 425 career games played, 400 games missed, right? 420 something games played, 400 games missed, right? He's missed as many games as he's played. And if you're like a real NBA fan, like that's having these stars play more games, that's what's going to get you more ratings, going to get you more hype, you know. Make these games mean more, you know. Don't reduce the quarters, reduce the amount of games, you know. And so each game is actually, you know, more important, more meaningful, less back-to-backs, right? That's my 2 cents on that. CC agrees, keep it at 12 minutes. Also, thoughts on Donovan Williams. I'll probably defer to your opinion on it because I haven't seen him enough, fam. But yeah, if he can guard multiple positions, I think that's valuable. That's what we really need. I think Tibbs really likes versatility. Precious can do that. Shamet is a little undersized, like Sandman said. You know, I would love us to get even Okeke on the roster, get TJ Warren. You know, he could eat some minutes at the 3 and the 4 as well. Kind of like Bogey did in the playoffs last season. Remember when before Bogey went down, Bogdanovich in that Philly series? He gave us some clutch minutes in the fourth quarter. You know, 6-8, trailing threes, you know, getting us some rebounds. I think the Knicks are still missing that a little, right? You know, praying that OG and Bridges stay healthy because we don't really have a real backup, you know, for those guys. But I mean, these two gentlemen on screen right now, man, these guys are giving us everything. These guys are dogs, right? They are wearing the New York Knicks jersey with pride. Josh Hart mixes it up, both sides of the floor, and Deuce McBride as well, right? I'm just like a proud uncle for Deuce McBride because, you know, we've seen him drafted. We've seen him come up through Summer League, scrape through these G League minutes, and now, man, he's like a real flamethrower in the league for us, locking down, going toe-to-toe with Jamal Murray, and what a player Deuce McBride is, but Josh Hart as well, right? These guys have really come up the ranks, unheralded kind of guys, you know, that play hard every single night. They play for their check, you know. There's a lot of players around the league that ain't playing for that check. They like cashing the check, but they're not really playing for that check. You know, right now, these guys earn every dollar. If we win the championship, do we stay with the same team? I think the smart move is to try to keep the core together. Whenever you win a championship, you know, it's important to try to keep the core together. And the New York Knicks are in that position. But it's a good idea to add some pieces around the margins just to keep things fresh, and I think there would be some moving parts off our bench. I think our bench is far from complete. I do think we'll be looking for more pieces, fam. Um, more versatility. Just for example, let's say the New York Knicks had a Bruce Brown and a Larry Nance coming off our bench, or Derek Jones Jr., or guys who can play the 3, 4 guard fives. I would love a Dyson Daniels, man. That guy changed the ball game last night, playing the Houston Rockets, fam. Dyson Daniels, like 6'8", he can guard everybody right now. We have OG Anunoby, but man, to have a young backup backing him up would be phenomenal right now. Just get more gritty, get more dogs, because I think that's what's going to take down Oklahoma and Boston, fam. Now, as we look around the league, and I bring up the standings, smash that like button. You've got the Knicks streets buzzing. We're 16 games over 500 right now. They say we haven't beaten anybody. We've just beaten the Memphis Grizzlies. We've just beat the Denver Nuggets, handling our business and eating home cooking in the meantime right now. Around the league tonight, let's take a look, guys. Yeah, Bogey was good for us when healthy. CC. Buzzer says if you reduce the amount of games, the owners can't make as much money. That's a great point, and that's what comes to most people's mind, when you think about reduced games. But there are ways to circumvent that, I think, where you can, with less games, advertising dollars become more expensive, so you can charge more for advertisements. When there's less games, there's more eyes on the games because they're more important. So 70 games becomes more important, and then the ratings go higher. So all of those things you do kind of offset, but obviously the concession stands and those kinds of things, the stadium revenue, the arena revenues will take a dip on that. But yeah, it's food for thought. I think 82 games is a long grind, man. Maybe you keep it at 70 game season, but you increase the playoffs. You make the playoffs longer. But let's take a look around the league, man. The Miami Heat took a beating to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Celtics bounced back with a big win over the Bulls. Philadelphia, don't look now, but Philadelphia has just rattled off 4 straight right now. 4 or 5 straight. I'll take a look in a minute. But Philly are right on the hammer of the 10th spot and the play-in, right on the tail of the Chicago Bulls. The Raptors got a win. The Pacers got a win. The Pistons have taken a few losses recently. So, yeah, not a bad night for the New York Knicks. Pistons losing, that's good. Although, the Celtics and Cavaliers winning is not great, but we won, so we don't lose any ground. As our New York Knicks now, that hasn't been refreshed yet. We will move to 32-16. Let me refresh that. Okay, so yeah, Google hasn't updated yet. But yeah, like I said, I think the Sixers will move within that. They should overtake the Bulls tonight with 4 straight wins. The Hawks, they've come crashing down ever since the play-in. Trae Young caught that Vegas virus, fam, and the Hawks haven't, found their footing since Vegas. Right? They're not even in the same realm as us. And you got the Pistons and the Heat tied at 23 wins. The Magic struggling as well, 2-8 since Paolo Banchero came back, man. Everyone said that he was going to be the savior, and Franz Wagner as well. Well, hey, this NBA league, man, it's a grown man's league right now, and no win is promised. You have to earn it right now. The Pacers, they're doing okay. 8-2. 2 wins on the bounce. Yeah. I think things are starting to take shape. If you'd asked me at the start of the season who were the top 5, I probably would have said, Celtics, Knicks. I probably would have said, Pacers or Cleveland and the Bucks. But I do think Orlando will probably come into that top 5 once they can get some rhythm back. Then the Heat, the Pistons, the Hawks, the Bulls. That play-in spot for that 10 spot is going to be interesting. But if the Bulls do sell Levine, they ain't getting that spot. I do think Philadelphia will probably end up making a climb, and the Raptors are out of it, fam. They ain't making that 10 spot. So yeah, it's basically 2 teams going to fight for that 10 spot. But the New York Knicks now, after they count our 32nd win, we will stay within 1 game of the Boston Celtics. We'll go to 32-16, Boston 33-15. So that 1 game, man, that separation is right there. We can smell it. We can see Boston in our sights, and if they slip up, we'll be ready. We've got the Lakers coming up next up, and then Houston, and then the Raptors back to back, and then we have 3 days rest with Boston as well. So, Houston and Boston in the next 4 games. Now we are headed into the month of February. Tonight, I'm going to give you my predictions for the month of February. If you're with us when I did this in January, I said 9-6. I would sign up for that right now. And what do we finish? 9-6. So let's dive into our crystal ball together and go through this month of February, fam. Tough February, says CC. Yeah, getting this rest in is definitely key. Buzzer beater, can we get to 56 wins? Mo's def. That's all I'll say. Keep things rolling, although I would like us to handle the last stretch of the season responsibly, where if we are in a really comfortable position, and let's gear up for the playoffs. I don't necessarily want to put my foot on the gas, and exhaust ourselves, right at the end of the season. I think we just need to take it game to game. Let's see where we are in the seeding. If we are fighting for the 2nd seed, then that's legitimate. I get it. But let's say we are 3rd and we're well and truly behind Boston, then we might need to play the last sort of 5 to 10 games of the season more responsibly, with some rotation. But month of February, guys, we've got the Lakers next on Saturday, Houston, the Raptors, and then Boston, Indiana, and then ATL before the All-Star break, right? So that is 7 games, 6 games coming up before the All-Star break. So I'm going to say the Lakers is a win. I'm going to say the Houston Rockets is a win. I'm going to say the Raptors is a win, right? So we win the next 3. And we go on an 8-game winning streak. We continue this streak out to 8. It's got to 9. We fell short of 10. This time we get it to 8. With Boston coming into MSG with the New York Knicks on an 8-game winning streak with 3 days rest. Let that sink in. That is going to be insane. And with all of those things in our favor right now, with the 3 days rest, rolling off an 8-game winning streak, I'm going to say that the New York Knicks beat Boston. Right? You heard it here. I think the New York Knicks will beat Boston as well. So that extends the streak to 9. And we start the month 4-0. 2 days rest, Indiana ATL. Tricky back-to-back. I'm going to say we drop one of those games, fam. I'm going to say we get to 9 again. I'm going to say we beat Indiana, but we probably lose on the second night of a back-to-back, man. We'll probably be a little bit more tired on that one. Atlanta will come back for revenge, fam. So we will go 4-1, 5-1. 5-1 heading into All-Star break. And then Chicago, Cleveland, Boston away, Philadelphia, Memphis. So after All-Star break, we beat Chicago, Cleveland away in Cleveland. I'm going to say that's a win as well, fam. I'm going to say the New York Knicks pull off back-to-back wins and beat Chicago and beat Cleveland. And then Boston away, I'll say we lose that game. And then Philadelphia at home, we win. Memphis away, we lose that one. Okay, so basically we only lose, I'm going to say, was it 1, 2, 3? We lose 3 games in the month of February, and we end up with 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we finished the month 7-4. That's what I'm going to go with, fam. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. My official prediction for the month of February is 7-4. 7 wins, 4 losses. What do you guys think about that? CC says the Indiana ATL is a setup back to back. It's going to be tough, you know, but I think what counts in our favor is the rest coming up. David says we need to beat Boston and Cleveland to show we are contenders. I think this team believes they are contenders, but yeah, to show the outside world, to prove some of the doubt wrong, I think, yeah, you know, one of those wins would be huge, you know, against either team. But yeah, especially that Boston one coming up next Saturday. That is big, you know, coming off 3 days rest. That is going to be huge, right? The Lakers, Houston. I really want to beat Houston. I'm not going to lie, man. I want to beat Houston just as much as Boston, because remember those last 2 games in Texas, man, they're playing like, you know, one of the best teams in the league. Thompson, Sengun might be in the All-Star game, Jalen Green, you know, the bad officiating in Houston as well, right? I want to make another statement. The next statement win on my list is Houston, and then we should beat the Raptors, and then Boston after 3 days rest. This team is going to be so fired up, especially after opening night and the undressing that Boston gave us, man. I said it was an overreaction at the time, you know. I think opening night was opening night, you know. This team had hardly played together, you know, and they're just figuring things out. And right now, look at the 2 different teams and the situations we're in, right? Our record since the start of December might be even better than Boston's, going back for the last 2 months. I think we probably have a better record than Boston, right? So we are moving in the right direction. We are, you know, it will be a great test, you know, to see versus each other. Jalen Brown isn't playing the same level of basketball. So yeah, that is going to be really, really big. Paula, salute to you. Great to see you. And let's get it on Saturday night. Guys, before we wrap things up, tonight was the Knicks win 5 straight. They cooked the Nuggets, gave them a 6-piece. 32-16 on the season now, winning 124-112, and a great gritty game. You know, this team is showing more grit, more toughness, right? They are stepping up to the challenge, stepping up to the plate. Now, what happens next? Is there another level we can get to? Contending status. That's what we're looking at, like David said in the chat. Buzzer says, I say we beat Boston as well. You're going out there with me. I say we get that one as well, fam. How can we not? 3 days rest before that? That's going to be circled on that calendar for all of these guys. They're going to come out to try to make a statement. The Garden crowd is on our side. The noise, the buzz is going to be insane. And I think You know, these guys are ready. You know, Karl Anthony Towns is playing better, the best basketball of his career as well than earlier in the season. You know, the drop coverage, the defense was an issue. But Mikal Bridges has really stepped up. OG Anunoby, welcome back. Josh Hart, seems like he's going to another level. And we just, to cap it all off, the captain tonight says, hey, first team all NBA me, you know, all-star starter me right now. And silence all the haters, you know. But plenty more statement wins to come, man. Onwards and upwards, everyone. Let's beat Houston. Let's beat the Lakers. Let's beat Boston coming up. Tougher stretch, but we can do it. We can do it, fam. Peace, everyone. Smash that like button. You've got the Knicks streets buzzing.